What are you gonna do?
What do you mean?
Griffin, or is it just us?
No, it's just us. Because I don't feel like putting my
Yeah.
phone with Discord in front of the mic.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're making a mockumentary about me.
Okay.
So what spurred this?
So I think the first place we have to start isn't what you did to me, because nobody seems to remember it. So we'll just ignore that for now. That'll be in the mockumentary though. So we start off at the beginning of your life, right? Yeah. Okay. So you're adopted. This poses a mystery itself, but I'm not going to start with that. So this is just, we're gonna give the first like 30 minutes, I'll say, is interviews just on your early life. I'm trying to fill in those slots right now. I was actually thinking about finding your number in the phone book and calling your parents. Just having them talk about the ball of joy that is Christopher Shrek. Anyways, let me pull up some quotes on my cellular device. So, there's some
Okay.
there's some other things in your life that I love, personally. I think we should go chronologically, starting with the story of "Don't Talk to Me." Now, I'm gonna need you to tell me in detail everything about this, because I have a fact checker here, but I need you personally to say this. I need you to tell me exactly how you remember this. This is how I'm going to fact check both you and some of my sources.
And this is only the early part of the documentary?
Oh yeah, no, this is just like this is before the giant mystery is revealed, you know. So let's hear the.
I don't want to say it on mic.
Come on, go on. I can say it if you'd like.
I mean, basically, the watered down version was my girlfriend at the time kept asking me what I wanted for Christmas, and I was in a really bad mood because I had barely gotten any sleep for like that week, and I just wanted to play video games, and I just kept saying no and trying to ignore her. And then eventually, being the genius that I am, I said to her, "Don't talk to me with a period." Now, if you ever want to lose a girl like that, ladies and gentlemen, just say
how you
"Don't
do it."
talk to me with a period."
It's really just, that's perfect.
Oh yeah.
That was exactly what I was hoping you would say, but you did leave out some things.
Oh god.
Specifically April Fool's Day.
April Fools. See, I don't get why anyone would be mad. That's a great prank. It's a great thing. You can never get in trouble for it because you always have April Fools as an excuse. It's perfect. It's
I
great.
hear you went back on it though.
What do you mean I went back?
You went back. You said it was fake. You said it was an April Fool's joke, and then you got back with it. That's what my source said, at least.
Yeah, it was an April Fool's joke.
Oh, it was. He said that you
But
meant it.
See, it was a joke, but I like played it out.
Oh.
Like I just didn't talk to her for the entire day. Didn't even see her. Didn't meet in the usual places. I had to make it real.
That's true.
It had to
That's
be
true.
real
That's
for
true.
the joke.
I value that. I value that.
Yeah.
Did you know that everyone currently thinks that that you actually did want to break up with her?
Oh Jesus Christ!
The
It's just,
I think it was 5 people that I have talked to regarding this.
It's just
They said
humor.
that yeah,
It's comedy.
they thought it was very serious.
It-
Actually,
God.
the girl, I won't say her name because I'm not going to name drop people on this. I actually tried to interview her, and she said that you are such an irrelevant piece of her life, she would rather not talk about you at all.
Makes sense. I think I know what you're talking about, but that could be a lot of people.
Specifically the Don't Talk to Me girl.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
I was like, are you sure you don't want a quote in here? And she said, stop. And so I had to find other ways. I also, you forgot to mention that you asked her for a ride afterwards.
After what?
After you broke up with her, you asked her for a ride. Or is it, don't talk to me, you asked her for a ride?
No, it was
Can you
probably
lay out the
April
timeline?
Fools. That sounds like me.
Yeah.
I probably did that.
Okay. So I was also trying to find out any other women that you've messed up around, but for now, that we're not gonna spoil it all. We're just gonna go to the other ones. Next is the story of Capri. This may be the most disappointing part of the mockumentary. You wanna relive that one for us
No.
too, please?
No.
I'll do it for
It's
you.
already been said
It has
on
already
another
been said.
podcast.
Okay, so watch the other podcast, and then catch up and come here. And so, I came to the conclusion one night when I was in my bed. What if I found her?
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I am currently thinking about going to a university with an exchange program to Capri. Meaning that I now have 10 people that I know from Capri that I'm very good friends with. I asked them if they could spread around a picture of you, shirtless, in a gondola in Switzerland, and then one with you with your aviators on, and ask them if they could find someone that says that they think they know you, or think they remember you. And I laid out the scenario as best as I could, that you were on a beach in Capri. And so there are only 10,000 people, right? So I get a lot more into the
Only
math.
10,000 people.
Yeah. I get more into the math of it on like the actual mockumentary, but essentially half of the population is women. So 5,000 people. Age range, most people there are actually retired. So anyone that would be like around our age, a little bit older, I said 10 years gap, that would be about 3,000, 4,000 people at most. I contacted 5,000 people from Capri. Called 100 of them, right? I have called 100 people from Capri. Added many, many more on Snap. Had my correspondents on the island of Capri go and look for her. And do you want to know what we found, Chris?
Not really.
Are you sure?
There's no way you found... Do you know how many people go to that beach probably every day? There's no way.
And that's the problem. There's too many people going to a beach. We haven't found her yet. We've gotten
I'm
well
gonna
beyond the...
find her.
No. I gave up on looking in just Capri. I'm now
Just
looking
give up in general.
in
It's not
all
gonna
of
happen.
Italy.
It's
All
not
of
gonna
Italy now
happen.
has posters of you shirtless in a gondola, and then edited on aviators from a good friend of mine, of course.
Yeah, where are you going to college, by the way? You going to Lemoyne?
Oh no,
No? I thought they were giving you a lot of money.
they were giving me enough, but then they raised it because the Niagara said that they were going to pay me more.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the plan, and they also have an internship program.
So you're not going to Stony Brook?
No.
Missed opportunity.
Sure. No, not a chance. And then I guess our third one, which is where the real mystery of the mockumentary begins, is the food poisoning night.
Oh, God.
There are many mysteries surrounding it to me, Chris.
Mysteries.
Yes, so you see, I was playing blackjack and babysitting drunk people. You were out getting the food poisoning.
Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
We have to start... We have to start all the way to dinner when the people specifically told me, hey, Chris, don't drink that water. It's not good. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I drank the water. So then, at dinner, Sydney was, of course, already plastered. So I had to go
Obviously.
take him up to the room. I don't really know. I don't remember if I came back to dinner after that or not. I don't think I did. So I don't know what happened at dinner. But then... After dropping off Sydney and after having dinner, I went back to my room and just watched Netflix for a couple hours because nobody was doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came outside, and Aiden and a couple girls, and maybe you, although I think you showed up when I came out of the door, Aiden was sitting down on the ground with a trash can, and they were all convincing him not to throw up.
Yeah, because for about an hour before that, I was walking downstairs, running out to that store, buying gallons of water for Aiden.
So, yeah, they were drinking, him and Sydney were drinking something, and then everybody was in the hallway, and then more people were in the room next door, and you guys all kind of stayed in the hallway babysitting Aiden, and I went out on the roof. No, I went to Josh's room to get cigars, and then he had to sit me down and tell me, hey, I think you're getting addicted, because you only smoke like 25 cigars. And I was like, you know what, you might be right. And so then is when the nicotine headache started setting in, which I would rather have any natural headache other than that. That was awful. And then I think that was when I went up to the bar and started talking.
Can you please recount for me, from the bar until the next day, what you remember, in as much detail as possible, if you don't mind. This is very essential.
I don't know if the time's right, but I think it was right, because I don't remember what I did after I went to go ask Josh for cigars, but basically, I think I might have came back and more people were in the hallway or something, but Griffin went up to the bar with me at first, he went up to the bar because I told him to make sure I don't smoke another cigar because I had a really bad headache.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people were at the bar, like Josh, Connor, some other people I can't remember right now, but McKaylee was at the bar. So, I can't remember if it was when I got there or I came up the second time, but at some point somebody had a bloody nose. They were all like in and out of the bathroom. So McKaylee didn't really have anyone to talk to while she was drinking Heineken. So I, of course, sat down and started talking to her. And Griffin was there too, next to me for a while, telling me to not smoke a cigar because they were out. I mean, Josh was there and he had him.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I told Griffin to go away because he was starting to annoy me, and I just wanted to talk to McKaylee.
Mm-hmm.
And we just talked about college, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh in his drunken haze, he had cigarettes too, and he's like, I need to borrow Chris for 10 minutes because we gotta go smoke cigarettes together. And I was like, Josh, I'm not smoking a cigarette. And McKaylee was like, I don't know. And then Josh was like, I promise, 10 minutes, he'll be back. And McKaylee was like, 5 minutes. Like, they're arguing, and I'm just like, Josh, look, I don't want to smoke a cigarette. Can I just, like, not do that? So, of course, we end up going downstairs to a room and smoking cigarettes. He smoked a cigarette on the balcony while I just held it like this and pretended. And he was, like, really mad about something. I don't know. I think he just got mad. Oh, Evan was at the bar too. He was mad at Evan. That's what I remember. It was Connor, him, and Evan was being really annoying, and it was ticking Josh off. And you know, like, Josh can get mad, but when he's drunk and mad, it's a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, calm him down, and then once I finally calmed him down, I don't know if that was the same time where Julie Duvall... No, it wasn't. Earlier in the day, Julie Duvall and Connor came out on the balcony because me and Josh were smoking cigars, and Julie broke up with her boyfriend on the phone. That was fun to listen to. And then we just chilled and talked for a while, so that was fun. Side note. Anyways, so then I went back up to the bar, and Josh came back a little bit later, I think, or maybe we went up together. I don't know, but it was later now. And so everyone moved to, like, a different table and not at the bar. And then we just sat there talking. Evan went away. A bloody nose thing probably happened. And then we were sitting at a table. So I was sitting here. McKaylee was next to me. Josh was over there. Shut up, phone. And Connor was over here. And Josh had one cigar left. He was like, he had 2 cigars left. And he was like, somebody smoked this cigar with me. Because he had another one. And I didn't want to do it. Connor was sitting in the chair. His eyes were rolling in the back. I thought he had alcohol poisoning, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go to the hospital. But he was sitting there rolling his eyes in the back of his head. He couldn't even see. So McKaylee ended up smoking the cigar. And then we talked. And then it was like 1 a.m, so the guy kicked us off the roof. And then everyone went to the room. And then...
this is specifically where I need you to fill in some gaps for me. See.
Everyone went to their rooms,
Okay, well,
we said goodnight, and then I came in the room, and then...
You came into the room, told us that you weren't going to be sleeping in our room, correct? Is this correct?
No, I came into the room and then found out.
Oh, and then found out.
I'm pretty sure.
And then told us.
Yeah. Well, you
And
were
then-
there.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So you grabbed your bag. Or
Grabbed
not
my
your bag, you
pillow.
grabbed whatever it was.
Grabbed like 2 pillows, yeah.
2 pillows. And you walked out of our room. Based on the text chats that I saw between myself, Griffin, and you, that was at approximately 1:20 a.m.
Sounds about right.
Timing is going to become very important over this next segment. Okay. Good. Okay, so you walk into the room, and you're perfectly in a reasonably mentally stable state.
Yeah.
I assume
Yeah.
that it only takes you a minute or 2 to get there.
Yeah.
Placing the time at 1:22 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Now, please recount for me until you go out of that room. What happens?
So I get in the room. Evan was in the chair at the end, plastered, because Julie was like taking care of him basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was Julie in the room, Evan, Kaylee, me. I can't remember who the girl in the middle was.
Chloe.
It was Chloe?
Would it be?
I don't remember.
I feel like it would have been.
I don't know. Some other girl was already. No, it was what's her name? You were friends with her.
Aaron?
No.
Kira?
Yeah, Kira. It was Kira, and so she was already passed out. So we were trying to be quiet, and Julie wasn't in the room when I came in. So we climbed into bed, and Evan was still over there, like in a drunken haze. And then Julie comes into the room from doing something and goes, "Hi." Like, hi to McKaylee, and then looks at me. It was like a long hi. So that happened, and then Julie, everyone kind of went to sleep, and then I just remember Evan like murmuring a lot, and Julie kept saying, "If you don't shut up, I'm gonna kick you out of the room." So while that was going on, like, I don't know how long it took to set in, maybe a half an hour, maybe an hour, but like, I just remember trying to sleep and Evan talking, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like I started hearing like everything was an echo, and I just kept staring at the wall, and it kept getting like smaller and bigger. It's called Alice through the Looking Glass syndrome. When I get sick, like if I stare at the mic, it'll just get smaller and then like really big without ever moving. But if I have a fever and I'm hallucinating, it's trippy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like when you take your phone camera and you zoom in and out, like constantly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it's like. So that was happening with the wall. So I'm like looking at the wall like, I don't think I'm feeling good. And then like my stomach started hurting, and I'm looking at the wall, tripping, and Evan's murmuring. So all that's going on, and then like just the reason you get Alice in the Looking Glass syndrome is because in your brain it sends too much. I don't know if it's electricity or like electric something. Basically, too much energy towards your nerves. And, like, that's what it felt like. It felt like my brain was getting overloaded with thoughts and Evan and the trip in Greece, and it was tripping out. And I don't really remember when I fell asleep, but I fell asleep at some point. And then when I woke up, I was sweating, but, like, I felt cooler. Like, I kept heating up when I was, like, tripping out and sweating, and then I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, like, I wasn't sweating as much, and I was cooler. I guess the fever broke, and so then I was like, I was okay, I wasn't tripping anymore, but then my stomach really began to hurt, so I was like, oh god, this is not good. I probably have food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Then, as you know, I went to the bathroom a couple times and then realized that it was worse than I thought, and then I was like, okay, I gotta get out of here, and then I left, and then it's 8 in the morning, and I'm banging on the door.
Okay, so, what if I told you that you didn't leave the room at 8 a.m.? McKaylee's room.
But I did. I remember because one of you opened the door and said, who is knocking on our door at like 8 in the morning?
I asked McKaylee, Julie, and Evan what time you left the room. Because at first, I was just going to interview McKaylee. McKaylee didn't really feel comfortable just straight up roasting you, obviously, because you guys don't hate each other. She told me that you left the room between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. She looked at her phone and it was 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. I asked Evan and Julie, and they said that when they woke up, it was 6, like they saw on their phones or whatever, it was 6, and Evan was up at 8, and you were already gone when Evan was up. And Julie said that when she woke up, it was 6, and you were already gone.
Wow.
So that leaves roughly 4 hours where you were not there. You came to our door, I do remember this, at 7:30 a.m. You texted me at 7 a.m. telling me to let you in. You were outside of our door for about 30 minutes, and then you came in to use the bathroom after I woke up, finally. So there are 3 hours of your life, Chris, that...
I don't know. I don't like...
I know you don't know, because I feel like you would have told us at this point.
But, like, maybe I just got the time wrong. Because, like, I was in the bathroom for a while. So maybe they woke up and didn't realize I was in the bathroom.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I remember, like, it took me a long time to fall asleep. Like, I was tripping for a while, maybe an hour and a half. And I'd only slept for, like, an hour or a couple hours, and then woke up and everything started happening. But I don't think I went anywhere. I mean, I was just sick with food poisoning. It doesn't, like, erase your memory.
I know. That's why I'm wondering. Because then I asked other people that were on the trip. I didn't know Kira was there, so I didn't ask her. Otherwise, I would have.
Yeah, but she was asleep the
Yeah.
entire time.
There were people that outside, after everyone had gone to bed, heard someone walking back and forth and talking to themselves, and then running down the stairs. And then the person that said that they were closest to the stairs said that they heard them going down the stairs and then running back up over and over again for like half an hour. And then for a while, it just stopped after they ran down the stairs. And then another half hour later, they were back. So, Chris, I would like to know what you were doing for that half hour of your life.
I have no idea, but if I did that, I must have been, like, really tripping. Because I thought I was just looking at the wall and then I fell asleep. Then woke up and I was in the exact same place.
Yeah. That's why I'm wondering if Josh would know anything, personally. I feel like...
I'm leaving a detail out. Because, like, when I went to our room and then came out to go to her room...
Yeah.
Like I said to her in the hallway, because I guess Josh was yelling and like walking around about something and banging on doors, and I was like, "Do you hear Josh banging on doors?" She's like, "Whatever, just get in here," or something like that. So it could have been Josh.
It could have been. I don't know though, because our room, he was banging on ours for a while, and Alex shouted for him to shut up, and then he walked away from our rooms, and then he kept doing it for another 15 minutes. But we were all asleep in our room by like 3 or 4. And we heard something. We didn't know if it was Josh, but Josh would have been waiting about an hour to do something. So that's why we're wondering if it was you or if it was just like multiple different people just...
It could have been me pacing in the hallway, because I remember, like, you guys didn't answer the door for a long time, and I was freaking out at that point.
Yeah.
So I paced in the hallway, but it wasn't for that long. It might have been for like 5 or 10 minutes, however long it took you guys to open the door.
Yeah.
But I didn't run up and down the stairs.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to finish my final interviews to get a definitive answer. We'll never have a definitive answer unless I go back to that hotel and find security footage, but...
God.
I might have to, because this is what's been keeping me up for the past month. That there is at least 30 minutes of your life that might possibly just not be there. And I don't know if it's a mix between, like, the nicotine addiction stuff, like the nicotine withdrawals, and, like, you being sick, and then the Alice through the looking glass syndrome. Because I know that all 3 of them are active at that point. So it could have been a multitude of them, where, like, time just kind of shrunk, and then just different parts might have disappeared. I mean, when you don't sleep for a while, things just kind of start slipping from your mind.
Yeah, I don't know what the withdrawal symptoms of nicotine are. But...
I have no idea with that. I don't know if that makes sleep deprivation worse. I know it makes it harder to sleep, or it, like, interrupts your sleep quality, but I don't know.
I don't know.
So that's what my life.
Those are the 3 parts of your...
No, there's more. There's more. It's all just kind of just different reasons why people should be scared if they see you on the side of the street,
Yeah.
How, Jew knows, just different kind of stuff like that. I guess some just minor parts of your life kind of mixed in. Right now I've been trying to conduct the interviews and find out what happened to you. And I also even am trying to contact a couple of the Ohio girls that have said that they'd be willing to.
Right.
And they'd be willing to talk. And they were the ones that are also by the door. So if anyone would know, it would be them. They were essentially at the store. The stairway was right across from their door. And the only other one by them was Josh's room. So I have to talk to Josh still, which will be fun in itself, trying to get an answer from him. He's not going to remember anything. That's the problem. So I have to trust that the Ohio girls walked outside and either saw you or saw a homeless man running through a hotel.
I thought everyone was in bed though. We were the last ones to go to bed.
Yeah, so you guys were the last ones to go in your room and go to bed besides Josh. I think, because we were all out by 3:30 or 4. Because I ended up actually going out onto the porch after Josh was gone for like 30 minutes. And I heard someone running again. And then I went out to the balcony and slept out there for a little bit.
I mean, maybe, but like, I don't think it was me because I woke up in the exact same place.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, because, like, I mean, either you could have either just walked out, or did you, like, check the time while you were in their room?
I could have checked the time, but I was tripping so bad it could have said anything.
God. Curious now, because I've had to bring in several, not professionals at all, but several people that might know the psyche of Chris Schreck. And nobody knows why you would be running up and down stairs. Some of them said that you might have just been trying to distract yourself if you were not in the peak mental state that you always are.
Mm. So what spurred you to make this?
Can't tell you that. That's.
What do you mean you can't tell me that?
That's in that. That's at the end of the documentary, Chris.
What inspired you to make this? Is it the end?
Huh?
It's at the end, not at the beginning?
No.
What's at the beginning?
It's the beginning of your life, Chris.
Who are you going to interview for that?
I told you. I got a phone number from a phone book. I might have to make a couple calls.
So how... What is the timeline of this? I don't understand.
Well,
is it from, like, the beginning all the way to, like, Greece?
I think just about. I might throw in some other things. There's not really much else. There's the fact that you sped past a stop sign and cut through a stoplight.
When was that?
When we were out with Josh, and Josh said to just go, because it was the one on Broadway that doesn't have
Yeah.
it's on timers, so.
That was at, like...
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
I don't think anyone's gonna care.
So give me back to the first part. What was the first part?
The first
Don't
15
talk
minutes.
To me?
Oh. Don't talk to me is from 15 to 30, because I don't have much information on that. 15 or 0 to 15 is going to be just your basic life.
So
I'm also trying to find out anything about your other girlfriends, see if any of them hate you enough to talk shit about you.
So basically you were trying to find out what happened with the don't talk to me thing. From
Well,
their perspective.
Yes. Basically, I'm trying to find out different perspectives. I'm trying to get the Capri girl. You scared her off of an island. You scared her so far away she never
She
wants
was
to see
like
your face.
20 something,
Yeah,
vaping.
I
It's
know.
not gonna happen.
That's why I did the percentages. I did the percentages in the video. She was vaping. She was like tan, like either Italian or
She was Italian.
white. Yeah. So then I took the percentages of that, added those two together, took the percentages of 20-year-olds or like 16 to 30 that vape. I took the percentages of women and nearby European countries, and I took the percentage of the population of visitors on the island.
So how do you know people in Capri?
Just because there was a foreign exchange program, and they said to talk to them about it. They hosted people from the college.
Yeah, but there's not an actual college on Capri, right?
I don't think so.
So you'd have to be like right next door or something. Sorrento.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
I started my search in Italy a couple days ago, actually.
God.
I tried to talk to the Rebecca girl. I was like, hey, do you know Chris Schreck? Do you remember Chris Schreck? And she was
You
like,
talked to who?
yes. Rebecca.
Oh, yeah. Rebecca's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, would you mind circulating these pictures of Chris?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why? What did she
and
say?
she said, ha ha ha, no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's such a weird thing to ask.
It's because I don't have friends. It took me a month. It took me a month to get the friends in Capri that I have. And now they all hate me because I keep texting them asking if they know anyone that's seen Chris Schreck.
It's a lost cause.
It's not a lost cause.
Although the security footage, if you could find the security footage
Of
from
the
that
beach?
hotel,
Oh,
No,
no.
there's
I was going to say that.
of the stupid phone of the hotel though, that would
That would
evidence.
solve it. That would solve it. I could probably charge you with crimes against humanity. Who knows what the fuck you did?
Probably.
Oh, I was also told that the only quote that McKaylee would give me was, "It was so funny because he shit so much it clogged the toilet."
It sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I guess he tried to flush a couple times.
Probably.
So there was just water pooling on their floor.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I didn't know that. Oh, that's great.
Well, that was in the morning when the final flush happened.
That's great.
The rest of the water, the stuff just sitting around the toilet.
I don't know if it's good or bad that I don't remember any of this.
You'll remember.
Probably good.
I'll catch you up. I hope it's good that you don't remember it, because that's gonna make so much. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for someone, because I've been sitting on the fact that you left early in the morning for about a month now, and the only ones that knew were Griffin and I think Steven and my little brother. And my little brother said that aliens abducted you, though. So I don't really think he's, accurate. No. Griffin doesn't know either. Griffin's clueless. I asked him, I was like, "Do you remember Chris coming back to the room at any time?" He was like,
Well, he's the one that answered the door.
"Yeah," because I woke up at like 7 or 7:30, saw you texted me at 7, or like woke up at 8 and saw you texted me at 7:30, and I was like, "Oh, it's Chris," and then Griffin's like, "Oh," and then got up and answered it, because I guess Griffin was up for a little bit before, but I don't know, because I remember Griffin was up when I woke up and checked my phone. We probably just thought it was Josh. I think I thought it was Josh. I don't know what was going through Griffin's mind. But I gotta ask Griffin if he remembers anything. Because he doesn't remember you coming back before that. If I really wanted to get to the bottom of it, I bet I could ask Alex. It could have been Alex, honestly. Alex could have probably just...
Wasn't Alex in the room with you
Yeah.
guys?
He could have just broken out, to be honest. God.
Burn off some energy.
Burn off that rage from being robbed
So
$50.
the first part is don't talk to me, the second part is Capri, and the third part is food poisoning.
And the Capri investigation, and then the food poisoning investigation.
Capri's a lost cause, but
No.
the hotel thing would be interesting.
If I could find
You
out...
interviewed like 5 people about the don't talk to me thing?
I texted 5 different people. 2 have not responded to me. One was the don't talk to me girl, who said, "He is so irrelevant to my current life, I don't want to talk about him." I guess it's ironic, but And then I asked Stevie T, who very quickly told me just about everything I needed to know. And then I talked to Anna, and she told me that she doesn't know if it's the best idea to roast you. And I said, "No, it's worth it." And then she said, "Well," and never answered on the roasting.
Anna?
Yeah, she didn't want to talk about how much of a...
She didn't
interest.
want to roast me.
She didn't want to.
I thought that whole friend group...
That's
hated
what
me.
I thought. I was counting on that. I texted
I know
her
most of them,
April.
but I really
No,
didn't think Anna. Thought
Is-
Anna hated me.
Is Erin the one girl that was friends with Anna? I texted Erin.
Yeah, she doesn't... I don't think she'd know anything.
I was gonna text Katie Diston.
She hates
but,
me. That'd be
yeah.
a good source.
Yeah, I could try.
She was
I was
like
thinking
one of-
about it.
Don't talk to me girls, best friends.
Yeah. And then Nate Lindsay's girlfriend.
At the time.
Oh, did they break up?
Yeah, like a while ago.
I'm not surprised.
They were
to be
dating on
honest.
the trip though.
They were. I remember because he wouldn't stop talking about it. And I thought he was hitting on everyone, or he was playing for the other team. I didn't know which one. He gives off both of those vibes
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah. So what else? What other details do you have?
Right now, that's what I've gotten, because I've been focusing on those 3. But now I'm going to have to find something to fill. I'm waiting for one of the Ohio girls to talk
What
to
else are
me.
you gonna put in the documentary?
Well, I gotta find out, Chris. How many girlfriends have you had?
She was the only one.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, it was like middle school where you date a girl for a week. That's
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. Anything else that I should be interviewing? I did, however, put your dating statistics on there.
My dating statistics.
The percentage of girls that you have interacted with, and then the percentage of them that have actually liked you back or acknowledged your existence. So right now it's just McHaley, don't talk to me girl, and I'm counting Capri girl because otherwise you literally have a .01 percentage.
Caprito doesn't count.
Okay, then you have a .01 percentage with success rate with women. How does that make you feel?
Out of how many women?
Because I went back in our Europe chat, counted all those Instagram accounts, and I assumed about 20 each night for 3 nights. That's 60. So I guess it isn't .01. It was close though. And then I put Kaylee, Abby, and then I put, because on that night when we were here playing blackjack, I counted about at least 40. So it would be 100. 102, 2 of which you've actually interacted with. So your interaction rate, well, I guess that would be a 100% then. So you have 100% success with the women you actually talk to. I mean,
Quality, not quantity.
yeah, how's that going for you now?
Yeah, how's the search going?
It's going.
How
I
long
talked to the one girl. I
How long
was
have you been sitting on this documentary idea?
on the documentary. Oh,
Like, when
God.
did it start?
Well, the night that we were here for blackjack, I was like, oh my God, someone needs to make someone needs to expose Chris. And then a couple weeks ago, you commented, and that was the last straw. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna do it myself. Fuck it. And then I did it, and it's really just like it's just a video of me talking with like maps over it and like charts.
Statistics?
Yeah, it's more of a presentation than a mockumentary.
Oh, man.
Like, it's exactly what Ancient Aliens is.
Oh, boy.
Fake statistics and graphs. Maps of countries. Numbers of population. Population of women in countries. Like, just a panorama of just different things.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So...
So what else has been going on in your life?
Oh, in my life, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Still working at Red Baron?
Yes, and I got a promotion.
Hey.
Hey, no.
No?
No, because now I don't deliver anymore, and I was getting like $20 in tips for
Oh.
90 deliveries. And that's only 5 deliveries for me, because I'm only there 2 hours. So, but now I'm going to make pizzas. And that's going to suck, because I already took the summer off. I told them, I was like, can I just not go? And they were like, well, you're going to college, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, when are you going to college? And I was like, I start packing July 1st. And they were like, oh, but when do you go? And I was like, I don't know. They said like early July. And none of them have been to college except one. So one of them looked at me and they're like, and then my boss was like, oh, wait, really? And I was like, and they're like, okay, take it off. I don't care.
Yeah, because you're a senior right now. Right?
Yeah.
What's school like? Can it even be called school? What is it?
I have 2 classes with Fasulos, so we don't do anything. It's economics and Western Civ 2. So in Western Civ 2, he doesn't even try to hide it. He's just like, okay, politics now. Let's talk about it.
It's hilarious.
I love it so much because I just sit there. Like, I can just look up. What's the one he always quotes? Pew News. Did he quote them to you all the time?
Pew Research.
Oh, Pew Research. Yeah. So I just look up Pew Research studies, the most recent. I'm like, hey, did you see that new study from Pew Research?
Oh, yeah, it just gets going.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
and he's like, you guys are actually going to watch the PowerPoint. Like, you guys are going to look at the PowerPoint when you're at home, right? And we're like, yeah. Okay, we will. We promise. Yeah.
Have you gotten to the point where you just watch movies?
No.
Oh.
No, not yet, because we only have 2 days in school.
Maybe that's an 18th century, but...
It was in World War II, we just watched movies.
Yeah.
He gave up on giving us the tests. We had N Fasulo. J Fasulo's a lot easier. And AP Econ, Nate Fasulo has to pretend that he doesn't want to talk about politics with us. And then he'll go through the notes, and then someone will be like, yeah, that's like what Trump did. And then he's like,
God.
yeah, it is.
Oh,
That's why we have the best economy ever. It's like...
We never talked about politics in our economics class, but every other class I had with either of them, we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nate's a little more chill, but once John gets going, it's hilarious.
Once John gets going, there's no stopping him. And that's... Yeah, I feel like part of it... Do you know who Hayden Johnson is?
No.
Do you know who Kyle Hotelling is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so last year in World War II, the two of them sat next to each other. And Kyle is like, well, actually, like he's that kind of guy that just corrects you on everything you say. He's like, I don't know if that's historically accurate. And he said that to Fasulo.
Oh, God.
And
oh,
like,
no.
Fasulo was like, what? And then he said, like, there's no point in flying over the ocean. We shouldn't have gone to Japan. And then he's like, and it was like a moment of silence. He was like,
He's just buffering.
yeah. He's like, what would have happened? You know what? We should talk about this. What would have happened if we didn't go and invade Japan in World War II?
We talked about that in our class. He's like, he posed the question to us for like 20 minutes, which was like, should we have dropped an atomic bomb?
Yeah, he did that immediately afterwards.
Do you guys do Fasulo Fridays?
No. What are they?
That started with us. I thought they were going to keep it going. Towards the end of the year, we had Fasulo Fridays where we just didn't do any work and we just asked them questions about anything.
That's what every day is.
No, but like...
Oh, like they'd let you?
Like, he gave us all a piece of paper and we could write down our question and then, like, it was anonymous and then he put it in, like, whatever and picked out one question.
He said that we would if we had a full year, but...
There was premarital sex question. There was
God.
how you met your wife. It was pretty funny. The how you met your wife one for Nate's pretty good.
Vasula said that, oh God, because his wife's from the Ukraine, right? Is that
Yeah, Russia.
Russia,
One
right?
of them. Is it Nate or John?
Nate's father-in-law was a Nazi. Or grandfather-in-law was a Nazi. It would be grandfather-in-law. Because, like, he told us in class, because he was on the phone with John was on the phone with Nate, and then he had him on speaker, and then Nate Vasilo asks, how are the commies? And then everybody was really confused, and John was like, those are my kids. That's what he calls my kids. But if I call his kids Nazis...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Because he was on mute on the call, and then he called the kids Nazis, and Vasilo did not like that.
I think it was John that's married to the Russian, because he told me that
I feel
his
like that's what it is.
grandfather-in-law, maybe it was more than that somebody fought in, like, the Russian Civil War. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Nate's married to an American. Yeah.
Yeah. Second generation, I think, yeah. I don't know.
And they go to New York City, like, all the time.
Yeah. That's fine.
And the Fasulos, they, at the end, see, I don't know if they'll do this at the end of the year, but at the end of the year for us, they went through their family history. It turns out the Fasulos were actually part of the Sicilian mob, like the first generation. So that was like, oh, okay.
God, no. He never talks about that. One time there was a picture of Jesus, right, in his PowerPoint, and it was just like, because he was like, what makes this painting so realistic? And then, I think it was Brandon Grona. I don't know if you know him.
Brandon Grauer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Brandon Grow. Not Grauer. He's like my height.
Do you play soccer?
Soccer, yeah.
Yeah, he's the funny one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah. We were just messing around, and Brandon just goes over to me. He's like, Jesus has a six-pack. That's what makes it so realistic. And then I whisper over to him, I'm like, Jesus is jacked. And then Jay Fasulo was like, what's that? What are you guys saying over there? And like unironically, immediately afterwards, he starts pointing out the physical features of how jacked Jesus is. He's like, look at his six-pack. This is what a real six-pack looks like. This is what my six-pack looks like. Not what you guys have.
Did they tell you any fight stories?
No. Well, no, I don't think so.
They didn't tell you the Don't Give Me Your Kick story?
No.
Oh, you gotta ask them about that.
The Don't Give Me Your Kick?
Yeah, Don't Give Me Your Kick story. That's a really good one. They got in fights, like, all the time.
Yeah. That's what he told us. He also told us that he used to be part of a gang in Syracuse.
Didn't tell us that.
Because he was like, it was his socialism versus capitalism. And he was like,
Of course it was.
obviously. He goes, capitalism is like freedom of opportunity. Everyone can try. And then equal outcome is socialism. And so we were just like, okay. And he goes, you guys don't believe me. You guys want to get it. It's fine. But, like, the reason I believe in capitalism so much is because I went from drugs, gangs, fights constantly, and a bunch of other stuff. He was like, low-income family. And we were all still trying to grasp the fact that he said that he did drugs and he was in gangs. And he was like, I know, you guys don't believe it. My brother and I are like two of the older ones in our family. And then he just kept going on about his family. And we were all still trying to find out if he's actually in a gang or if he just said that.
Yeah, he wasn't in a gang and he didn't do drugs, but he was like around that environment. Like, I guess apparently, like, the two Fasulo brothers are the first Fasulos to ever, like, have a successful marriage. Like,
Yeah.
all of them have all been divorced.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they told us that when they were growing up, like, their dad had girlfriends all the time, and he was a bouncer at a club. And did he tell you the story about how his dad threw a guy through a wall?
Yeah.
That was a good story.
Jesus Christ. And he told us about his friends, like how he has Islamic friends.
Yeah, that one
Like-
was weird.
And then their dad bit a guy's ear off.
Oh. Oh, he just told us that they were, like, normal and Americanized as kids, and then they grew up and then they, like, went to Mecca to do, like, the thing. And they came back and they're, like, fully Islam. Like, with the beards and turbans and
Oh.
everything.
Yeah. I don't know. He was like, yeah, they're peaceful Muslims. We don't always have peaceful Muslims in this country. And, like, I was waiting for someone to just walk into the class and just yell at him. I don't know why
I don't know how they haven't gotten in trouble.
I was surprised neither of them has. Like, I don't know how they do it.
Like, I remember my junior year, maybe it was my sophomore year. I think it was my sophomore year. Some senior told me that one of his classes got in trouble because they were chanting "Build a Wall"
No
in
way.
class. I don't know if it was true or not. I just remember that's what somebody told me.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been like 2016, 2017, around there.
Yeah. It's so weird having them. And then I have,
So is it all
Yeah.
online or is it in person?
it's supposed to be half in person, and now they want to bring us in person Mondays for electives. So, like, every other week you'll go in on a Monday, and then you have Tuesday, Wednesday for me. So I'll go in Mondays for, like, bands.
How's Cav? How's he
Great.
doing with all this?
Because I called him on Thanksgiving, and, like, as, like, a gag, I was like, yeah, thanks, Terry, you're awesome, man. And I said it, like, exactly in that voice. He's like, you know, Cordone, I really needed that. And he started, like, crying on the phone. I was like, no, that's not right. That is not right. That's not how this goes. It's so weird. Because then I texted, like, the band group chat, and I was like, guys, we need to, like, cut Terry some slack. He is not doing well mentally. I think his divorce is coming through.
How long has he been in that divorce?
Well,
Like a while, right?
his marriage or his divorce? Because he's been divorced now, I don't know, like 16, 17 years.
Yeah, he's been divorced for a while.
Yeah, and then he got a second marriage with the student's mom.
Oh?
Yeah, because, like, actually, I think it was Justin Hatch who's been... Well, no. No, he hasn't been divorced for a while, I don't think. He's only been divorced because he waited till his kids were, like, grown up and would understand it. And he said that she was a gold digger, so he couldn't do it until the kids were out of college or whatever, or started going into college.
Yeah.
And, I think it was Justin Hatch, actually, or someone that...
Wasn't
No,
Justin
maybe not.
Hatch.
It was either a senior my freshman year or a senior the seniors year when I was a freshman, so someone like 7 years ahead of us walked in on Cav and Claudia back when Claudia was a student's mom.
What's her last name?
I don't know now.
Hmm.
But I feel like it would have been the older one. I feel like it would have been a while ago.
Hmm.
They walked in on it when they were a freshman though. I think, yeah.
And they got divorced?
And then no, he's still with the student's mom.
What a savage.
Oh my god, I don't know how he does it. Like,
Does he
She'll
still?
send us pictures of him like drinking, and she said, "Just post them." And we're like, "What?" Because did you know that I have a fan page? Yeah. So she'll go, "Just post them. I want him to get fired at this point. He doesn't spend enough time with me." I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
"Why am I a marriage counselor? What the fuck? Oh, who asked?"
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what you want from me, woman.
Does he still talk about his son playing volleyball?
He also says very weird things, implying that his son is either gay or, yeah, because like when he said, yeah, we had to bring 2 tents when we went camping because my son wanted to sleep with his partner. When we went camping on the volleyball trip, and I was like a chaperone, just so that way they could do whatever they wanted. And we were like, his partner is like his girlfriend, and he said, no, like his male partner, and we said, oh, for volleyball. And he said, I think. And
So awkward.
And then I walked into his office. I was like, Cav. And he's like, yeah. I was like, isn't there like 8 people on a volleyball team? He goes, yeah. And I said, then how do they pick the partners? And he goes, they don't. And I said,
oh no. Oh no.
and then he straight up said, because I told him how my brother's bisexual or whatever, like Noah's, in case you couldn't tell, because he was making fun of him. He was like, did Noah come out yet? I was like, did you know? He was like, oh no, I was just guessing. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm honestly surprised you aren't. And I was like,
Jesus
really?
Christ.
And he goes, yeah, because he said like, he's like, yeah, my oldest and my youngest are the gay ones in my family. Are like the most feminine. And I said, are you calling me feminine or saying that you think I'm gay, Cav?
She'd be like, look, Cav, look at my Snapchat
Look
right
at
now.
my Snapchat.
Okay?
Look at my eyes only. Would you like to split a left Twix with me, my friend?
No, because right Twix is better.
Oh, you're a fucking communist. That's what this is.
Right Twix is better.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Left Twix is supreme.
No, it's not.
It's so much better. Yeah, I don't know. I try to avoid Cat. I've been avoiding him since he started crying on the phone to me. So then when I get in lessons, he's like, Cordone, you're doing real good. Thank you for being there for me. And I'm like, we're not homies.
Oh, God.
Like, Terry, stop talking to me. Just
give me an A. Just go away.
Just keep giving the A's. Like, yeah, because I went into school one day. Like, when I'm in school, I wait in his office. That way I can be like, yeah, I have a doctor's appointment. Can't make it to the lesson. Because it's all online now. And he's like, and they're only 10 minutes
The
long.
lessons are online?
Yeah, 10-minute
So
long
weird.
lessons online. Individuals, though. So you just get on alone. And then I just sit there. And then I, like... He's like, okay, what have you been working on this week? And then I whip out my phone. I'm like, oh shit, my mom's calling me. I gotta go, Cav. And I like close my laptop before he can say anything and run away.
It's good to know Fulton City School District is still providing that quality education. Even
I mean,
during
yeah.
the coronavirus thing.
I just get in there and change my grade to a 100.
What do you mean?
Like, he just leaves his computer unlocked.
Oh.
Like when I'm
Yeah,
in
I've
school,
heard
I just
of
go
people
in.
getting caught doing that.
Oh yeah, no. I think he caught me one time. I was just like, I was just looking if I had a 100 or not. He's like, I don't know if you do. And then I was like, yeah, it says I do right there.
Oh, man.
He goes, huh. And like, that's how you know that you've ultimately fooled Terrence Cavanis, when he just goes, huh.
Does he still get stressed out over majors?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I
Wait.
remember
Yeah.
one year concert band got a better, like, medal or whatever than...
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Wind ensemble.
Yeah, Wind Ensemble, and he, like, almost lost his mind. I was like, but we're doing good, because I was only part of concert band. I was
Yeah.
like, come on, we're doing good, though. We're better than Wind Ensemble.
I don't know anymore. He's just so weird. I don't know how to... He's an interesting man.
Like, have you seen him progress, just getting weirder? Or is he always
Yeah, it's
weird?
gotten worse.
Because I
this
remember
year.
him being weird, but not that weird.
Yeah, no, like last year, he just let me in his room. Like I'd be like, I want to work on homework in your office. Is that okay? He'd be like, did you practice? And then if I said yes, he'd be like, no, you didn't. And I go, no, you're right. And then I just walk into his office and he doesn't care. Now if I tried that shit though, because like he has open lessons during the school day. and like he got mad because someone went in just to talk to him, and like he started yelling, and he sent a reminder out saying that you can't do that.
So, are you like practicing anything, or is it just like individual lessons?
Well,
'Cause, I mean, you're not gonna have a concert, right?
probably not. He thinks that we will. He thinks that we can pull in. At least you could do like when they do the Monday electives or whatever. They're gonna find a spot big enough for.
Do you have to wear those masks with the hole in them and play? That's so funny
They
to
don't
see on
even
TV.
work. They don't. What's the point?
It's so funny.
I don't know, because he doesn't even wear a mask when we walk in his office, and we're like, what if you give us COVID? And he's like, well, yeah, exactly. Like, he has a face, and that's it. When you ask him a question, and you see he has the face, then you just walk away, because there's no way. It's like last year when we were sitting in his room, and he said that Bernie Sanders isn't a socialist. Because, like,
This came up during like a rehearsal, right?
oh, like a jazz band rehearsal, because
Yeah.
we all just crowded.
He always says the like craziest things in rehearsals. I swear.
It was just like, because 14 of us, because it was during when the power outage happened. I don't know if you heard about it. Like, there was a power outage at the school, so everyone got in lockdown
When was this?
last year. Sometime at the end. No, not the end, obviously, because, you know,
Towards the end of like
I think
the year.
January, like towards the end of January. And like, so they said, okay, everyone, lock down positions. And they had like they had teachers in the hallway, like yelling at kids for getting out of the class.
And it was just completely dark.
It was completely pitch black in the hallways. And so then, because I don't remember if it was Among Us at the time that came out, like just barely came out. No, I don't think it was. It might have just been Tag. Like, then all the band kids got their flashlights on their phones because Cav left us. He was like, I'm gonna go check what's going on with the power. And he walked into his room, and then we ran out and we started playing tag in the hallway. And we started like, because then someone like punched someone and they slid like from here to the tripod or farther, like just. And then somebody just shouts, "You're it, fucker!" and then runs. And then like the hall monitor came out and they were like, "What room are you guys supposed to be in right now?" And so someone ran into Mrs. Ryan's room, and Mrs. Ryan wasn't in there, so it was pitch black. And then the rest of us ran into the band room. They followed the one into Mrs. Ryan's room, and they hid in there until the hall monitor left, because they didn't see us go into the band room because it was pitch black. So then we just are waiting in there, and the other person comes in, and we think it's the hall monitor. So we made a barricade of desks just in the way. Like, this was only like...
And meanwhile, Cav was just
Yeah, no, this was just 3 of us. Because then the rest of them were like, guys, you shouldn't be doing that. It's not safe. And it was like, oh god, it was fucking great. I loved it. It was so fun. But then, like, yeah. And then we walked into Cav's room and we were like, so, why's the power out? And he goes, the Russians. And somebody said, that's not how that works. And he goes, yes, it is. They hacked our power. And then we said, how do you hack the power, Cav? And he goes, they like plug in a USB.
He's like still going on with it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was like, you can plug in a USB into the power plants.
And of course,
and
there was
download
there was that
power.
one kid that's like,
Yeah.
like freaking
Someone
out.
believed him. I was like, dude, you can't hack a light bulb. That's not how. Because like, it's not even like we have the electric lights. Or no, it's not like we have like digital, like computer controlled lights with the chips in them.
It's like a switch box, right?
It's a switch, yeah. Like, I think we still use a breaker, like a circuit.
Yeah. Because the school's like built since the 70s.
Yeah, they didn't change it. They haven't changed it since the 70s. Because they built it like 1900. They haven't changed that shit.
Well, they built
They built like the other part of it in the 70s, I think. Like the giant extension.
No, they built the original building in the 70s, and they just have done a bunch of add-ons.
Oh, yeah.
Because my mom like went there right after it was built, and she was like, yeah, like when I was going to school, she was like, yeah, this looks exactly the same, except there used to be a wall, like just everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know.
Any good school fights?
Fights?
Yeah.
Actually, during the power outage.
Really?
There were a couple. We haven't had any during COVID because now, as soon as you get within like if we were even as close as we are right now, some hall monitor walks up and goes like this in between you, and they're like 6 feet, 6
Oh,
feet.
don't tell me they're like really crazy about it.
Yeah, like you know how they have the squares? They measured the squares, and they said, well, 1 square is 1 foot, so as long as you guys have a mask on, say like 4 to 8 squares away from each other, and then you're safe. And if you're not 4 to 8 squares away from someone, you either have to, like, we just found out the loophole of walking through the hallway where no one cares. Some people, like, because they wrote up 2 people that are, like, brother and sister, because, like, they were just asking when they were going to get to drive home, so they wrote them up.
They wrote
up a brother and sister for being too close in the hallway,
Oh.
because they wouldn't separate, and the sister was like, hey, do you get out early today, or whatever it was? Because they get out early one day, or whatever, I don't know. And then the brother was like, I don't know. And then he was checking his phone, and I guess that they were yelling from down the hall, 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet. And then Donna P. walked over and gave him a little write-up.
So it's Donna P. and then Stevenson. Is it only Stevenson now, or is there another, like...
Halliday?
Oh,
Halliday
he replaced Capani?
sort of did, sort of. I think Stevenson's, like, replacing Capani, to be honest. Because Halliday's only there half the time. The other half of the time he's still on gym.
Mm.
And Stalker just got his principal degree or whatever, or administrative degree. So he's thinking about trying to take over. But they think Capani's gonna go back.
Yeah, everyone was getting their, like, administrative degree at the same time, I remember.
It's very stupid.
Yeah.
Because now everyone at the
Yeah.
high school is trying
It's
to leave
like-
to go for administrative.
There's only 1 or 2 jobs, like...
Like, the high school has the most, and they've made 3 more jobs just to, like, make space for it.
Although I heard the Fosulos say if you keep taking classes and, like, getting credits in college or something like that, the school has to increase your pay.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't understand why none of the other teachers do this. They literally have to pay you if you take these classes.
Yeah.
So they just keep going to college forever, I guess.
Oh, the Fasulos, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, one of them just finished another degree, and I said, I think I'm going to go for another one, though.
They're crazy. Like, I don't understand. Did they, at the beginning of there, did they send you a list of all the papers they've written? And, like, you can choose the papers you want to have sent to you?
No.
They
They send us their papers sometimes. In World War II, they sent me a lot of papers. Like his own papers. He was like, yeah, I mean, I wrote a lot of papers on World War II, so you guys can just annotate them, you know, and then I'll give you 100. And I was like, deal. Am I going to say no to reading over? Because I thought they were just like, when he said papers, I thought he meant like 2 pages. And then one of them was like 12 pages.
Yeah, they write college papers.
Yeah. He was like, well, it was only a 3-page requirement, but I really like the subject. And I said, you're an animal. You're not real. The Fasulos aren't real. We're trying to find out what breed they are.
They're Italians from Syracuse.
Honestly.
That's what breed they are. Yeah, one of them said that when they finally moved out of Syracuse and went to, like, the suburbs and went to school, they thought it was weird that, like, people were hugging in the hallway.
Yeah.
I was like, where did you come from?
Affection? What? That's not how that
Like,
works.
they were just, apparently they were walking around their first day, like, trying to figure out who they could take on and who they couldn't. And meanwhile, people are just hugging in the hallway.
God,
They're a different breed.
They are. They're something. I don't know. And then one of them said that he threatens his kid to, like, tear his pants down and spank him. Like, every time he does something. It was Nate, actually. He was like, you know, my best threat on my kids is that I'm going to tear down their pants and spank their bare butt. But, like they said, the A word. I won't swear because your dog's here. And I'm not going to condone spanking a child's buttock. Like,
If they didn't say it like that, it wouldn't be weird, but that just sounds weird.
like I feel like it's just the bare butt part.
Yeah.
Like, why,
Well, like the
why you gotta
ripping
pull
off
down the
the
pants?
pants thing,
Yeah, that
too.
too. That doesn't. They're good with that. They're good with making words weird. You know.
Yeah. So is La Rocca still there? I heard she
She
left.
left.
Because she
I
got in
think
trouble,
Your
right?
year or my year? Probably she slept with like every senior.
I heard she got in trouble for sleeping with a student.
She's. the whole joke, I guess, after you left was that she slept with every guy that graduated from her AP class and passed the test, which apparently wasn't exactly wrong. Like, it was multiple people, or whatever. And she chose to leave.
Thought she was dating that lacrosse player.
She was.
What a savage.
She doesn't care.
Is Florio still there?
Yeah, she's my technical writing teacher. And since I already had...
Writing teacher.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
No, it's not.
No?
It's fucking this guy. I love it. I love it so much because she's like, what should we do for class this week? And we go, have a work period. And, like, the work that she gives us is, like, 10 minutes long for the entire week. Like, it's easy papers. Not even a paper. We haven't done a writing piece since, like,
What class is this
November. Technical writing. It's a new class.
for? What is it for, like college?
No, it's just, like, I guess it's preparing you for applicable writing. So,
Yeah.
like, writing reports, writing emails, just, like, proper etiquette.
Hmm.
It's easy. It's like condensing things so that way if there's a word limit on how many you have to be under or whatever, making concise language so that way you can. And then it was that, and then it was communication the past 4 weeks. So, like, presenting, because we have to present a final project related to our job, our future job. And so with mine, I teamed up with someone that wants to be a nuclear engineer. And we said that we're going to send a rocket full of prisoners to Mars to colonize it. And I made up all these elements that they're going to take with them and, like, release into the atmosphere to build an atmosphere. She was like, is that, like, an actual thing? And I was like, yeah. It's so easy. It's like, if you don't want me to do that... She was like, I'm not going to look that up. And I was like,
Okay.
darn, you're really missing out. It made me look at stuff. I put together my entire presentation in an hour. She was like, this could take you up to 24 hours to make. This could take a long time to make. You're making a portfolio. And I just copied and pasted NASA texts. Like, I took the NASA stuff. They were like, and I took, like, a moral article. It was like, is it morally wrong to send prisoners to Mars to colonize it for us in case there's something there that could kill us? And I just said, no. I put in the FAQs. I put the question in because she was like, you also have to have frequently asked questions. So that way your viewer base doesn't get lost or in
Your
case
viewer base.
Yeah, I was like, who's gonna look at this? Like, most people that do this kind of work require a PhD. I'm not even going that far. I'm getting a master's, maybe. I'm getting a master's, maybe a PhD in like 10 years down the road.
You don't want a PhD.
No, it's like so much more, and it doesn't even have much of a payoff. But yeah, so, and master's, I get paid like 120 anyways, like a year. So, and then she was like, yeah, so this could take a long time to do. And your viewer base is going to be very broad because I'm going to publish these to the school. I said, no, you're not. No. Because if anyone knows chemistry besides you, I'm fucked. She was like, I want other people to be able to look at what you guys are thinking about. No. Nobody else gets to
Tell
look
you
at it.
she's just getting weirder the longer she teaches.
She said she was thinking about moving to Pennsylvania because she can't deal with New York anymore. And somebody said, yeah, you probably should. And, like, not trying to be rude or not trying to tell her to leave the state. And she was just like, wow.
Does she still talk about hot yoga? Dude, she did hot yoga in front of us one time. It was great.
What
It
the
was
fuck?
great. That's why all the girls in our class hated her.
Because she just...
She'd be like, yeah, check out my new yoga move I learned this weekend.
My God.
So why does she want to leave New York State?
I don't know. She just walked in one day and she was like, out of curiosity, how many of you guys want to stay here after college? And then somebody asked, well, Fulton or New York? And she said, Fulton. Let's start with Fulton. Like, one person. They were like, yeah, I could do a startup business here. There's a lot of demand for it here. I mean, no one else does it. Because he wants to do, like, a technical thing. Like, a digital design type stuff. Because we don't have that here. So that would be, like a very valuable spot or whatever. And then another kid whose family's been here for like 3 generations or some shit. And then nobody else did. I was like, maybe in CNY, but I was like, that would be very hard to motivate me to stay in Fulton. Like, that would be at least a 30-minute commute to wherever I'm going to be working. That's not.
So you're gonna move down to Florida to work with NASA.
Well, that's okay.
Or SpaceX. You gotta work with SpaceX.
I gotta work with
Elon
SpaceX.
Musk.
If I was gonna work with SpaceX, that would be well. Actually, now NASA, now that they've been like on virtual NASA or whatever it is, like they do virtual research now. Like they use the telescopes, send you the data, or you can go down for 1 week, take your data, leave, do the research from your home, send it back, go down to the telescope again, and then based on what research you do or whatever, that's what I do. I'd either like establish a field station.
And this is for what?
Astrobiology. So like I just put up a field station where I analyze geological samples and chemical stuff and atmospheric data or whatever. And she was like, well, you could do that in Fulton. There's a lot of good real estate in Fulton. And I said, because nobody wants to be here. I need more people.
You could do astrological biology in Fulton with no like major space company around at all.
Like the best place that I could do it would be like in a big, like a larger city. At least I can do it like Albany or Buffalo would be, even Syracuse, anywhere that isn't Fulton. And Fulton just doesn't. I don't know though. Because then she started talking about out of the state, and like a couple of kids raised their hands. She was like, "Wow, we're all thinking along the same lines." I was like, "Did you just ask us if we wanted to stay here so you could talk about it?"
Yep.
I didn't say it out loud because she's nice, but
Well, it's gonna be harder for her to leave now that her boyfriend's the head of the Parks and Rec department.
oh, he is.
And there was a Facebook post like a week ago. It might have been by Parks and Rec. I don't think it was though. But it was like head of the Parks and Rec department, Chris Waldron, with his partner Danielle Florio, who is a teacher and leader at G. Ray Bodley High School.
Well, she is. She's the department head,
But she's a leader.
she's a leader.
And they were showing off like their green new driveway or something. I don't know.
I don't know. That's surprising because like 2 months ago she was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stay here after a couple months or after a couple years, like next year or this year I'm gonna leave." And we were all like, "Okay, bye."
Maybe she breaks up with him. I don't know.
She's been planning. Maybe that's why. I don't know because like her boyfriend set the wrong time for her alarm clock, so she woke up too late, and we had to hear about that for an hour.
An hour. So basically the entire class.
The entire class. The entire class, we were sitting there. Like, some of us, like, we just gave up. We were on our phones. She was just like, oh my god. And you don't, it's just so difficult. I got here so late today. And she's like, I was only 10 minutes early. It was terrible. And teachers
She
only...
said I was only 10 minutes early.
Yeah, teachers aren't even supposed to be there before 20
She
minutes.
was complaining.
Yeah. She was like, I woke up 5 minutes late, and that threw off my entire schedule. Oh my god. And then she ran through it. She was like, I got in the shower late, and all this other stuff. And, like, she's like, oh, it took me so long to make breakfast because I was off my game. And I was like, you woke up 5 minutes late. Every day this school year, I have woken up 5 minutes late, if not more, to get here. Some days, I don't even shower until I get home from school because I'm not going to wake up that early. No one...
You're just not a leader, David.
I'm not a leader.
You're just not a leader.
I guess that's what it is. I don't know. She was like, yeah, so he's not allowed to touch my alarm clock anymore. I was like, didn't you have to wake up earlier than you? And she was like, yeah, he did. I was like, so then wasn't he later than you? And she goes, no, he was 10 minutes early too. And I was like, why does it matter exactly? And she was like, well, because you should always be half an hour early to your job when you're a lead, like when you're in charge, or a leader, actually, I think is what she said. And I was like, oh. Okay.
Nothing happens in her life. That's the most interesting thing that happened that week.
What does she expect to happen? She lives in Fulton. We don't exactly have... I think the most exciting town attraction is Josh Austin, in my personal opinion. If you ask anyone from Fulton a story, at least from the Europe trip, like, what was the most interesting part about your Europe trip? Almost dying to Josh Austin. Guaranteed that would be my favorite, that would be Griffin's favorite. I don't know about you, that would be like...
my favorite.
Easily. Anybody's. Probably wouldn't be Libby's favorite because she was crying and trying to frick Griffin and I the whole time.
It's fine.
I think Griffin would have been down for it. I don't know. Griffin, please send us a DM saying whether or not you were down to frick.
Yeah.
Too
So
bad.
you're leaving Fulton? You gone?
I don't know where I'm going.
Come on, you gotta come back and vote for me for when
I'd do it. It's like I'm going to Niagara. They said, well, if you want, we can find somewhere in New York. Because like, even before Ellen and I got together, I always knew that I was gonna like, at least go, either in Fulton, but I'd move out to like here because I'd be making $120 a year, and that's like more than my dad does, and that's my starting salary or whatever. And
it's like entry.
It's like entry level. But like I don't get as many raises, but I don't know. My dad gets a raise every year just because of inflation. But I mean still. And then because then when I started talking to Niagara, because when I talked to them, I have like this weekly meet with them where we talk about stuff, and that's so that way I can get another scholarship, like an activity scholarship, or I forget what the fuck it's called. But like they said, well, your sophomore year, since you have 30 college credits, you can just do some research if you want. You can go back to Fulton and do research. And I said, really? Chemistry and physics research in Fulton?
Is that like one of the requirements to get the degree? Like you have to do a research project?
Not even. It's just like, because they were like, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but you can do it, and then I could give you more college credits, and we could give you a stipend, or a stipend.
I don't know, stipend?
That's what I always say, but I don't know. I've been told otherwise. But yeah, they were like, yeah, we can give you like $7,000 a semester to do that, and you can go do research. And I was like, okay, what do I have to do? And they're like, well, it has to be related to your degree. And I'm going to go for a major in chemistry, maybe a double major with physics. I don't know yet.
And then the master's in astrobiology?
Well, they don't really have that. If I was going to do that, I'd actually have to go to NASA and do like a degree through NASA, but that's like $50K a year. At least that was the estimator or whatever. And like they just have like physics and chemistry as a degree because like only 12 colleges I think it is offer it. So I just go for that.
One of them?
I don't know if Lemoyne offers that.
Because every semester they always send out a thing like, if you're doing a research project, please submit it by whenever. And I was like, I wonder what degrees you have to do research projects for.
Yeah. I know, a lot of science ones, stuff like that. I mean, it's just, I joined their honors program too, so I get to do one-on-one research with a professor. But that's gonna, like, then I have to keep I think it's a 3.75 GPA. And on top of that, I'll be taking honors classes. But yeah, anyways, so they were like, I think they have like the 5 different regions. It's like up north, like the east New York, central
West.
New York, and west, and then New York City. And there's not a fucking chance I'm doing research in New York City. I feel like I'll either get shot, mugged. Like, I loved going through all the cities in Europe, but I feel like that was just because, like, I was following around Josh.
That was because it was a couple days.
Exactly.
I mean, I could live.
I can't live.
I could live in Paris, probably.
I could live in Lucerne. Easy. Maybe Paris. I don't know. I mean, Paris just seems.
Food though, the food. I could live in Paris.
I could live there. I couldn't live in Britain.
No, screw England.
And my nose, literally, when I would rub my nose, or like when I would do this, there would just be black on my hand. Because at that point, I got my phone, and it had like a spread of air quality indexes or whatever, and I was like, I wonder. And I went back, and it was like, no.
It was so dirty there.
It was just, that air was. And then you get to Lucerne, and it's like the fucking peak. I don't know. I couldn't live in Milan. Definitely not. I don't know if it's just because.
Probably not Italy. They're too crazy.
Yeah. Italy's just insane. Greece is just a tourist state. You're gonna be broke
Greece, you drink cocaine beer.
or die. You get shot or you die when you drink the cocaine.
Or you
beer.
get food poisoning from drinking the water.
It could be any one of those. I don't know. Yeah. So, because then they said that I could go out, and they have like a mini observatory up in the Adirondacks, so I could go do it there. And I was like, fuck yeah. I'm not going to Fulton to do research. I'm going to fucking the Adirondacks. That would
Be
be
sick.
That would be great.
Wait, then what would you get a job for? Like a company or?
No, I'd either work alongside NASA or someone that, because like when they send up those drones, like a Curiosity rover from Mars, they essentially had bids on the stuff that came back. NASA automatically got some, but then your company or you specifically could bid on like the samples from it, and then you conduct the research. You sell it to NASA or SpaceX now. It's pretty much just like I looked into it last year when I was looking into it. It said you'd sell your research to NASA. Now it's NASA and SpaceX, mostly SpaceX, just because they're more interested in like sustainable life missions.
Yeah, SpaceX is so much more efficient. NASA's just bogged down.
I
by
feel
the
like
government.
it's because that they have to rely on the government. Bro, is there a lynx in your backyard? Is that just a really fat cat?
It's probably just the neighbor's cat.
Really, really fat cat.
Yeah.
Let your dog have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't know. So, I don't know. But in order to open my own research station in Fulton, I'd have to have a PhD. And
Oh. Okay then.
well, PhD I could do it in I think it's 3 years. If I with my
Uncles take like 10 years.
total, on top of your bachelor's, master's, and then another 4 years for that, I'd be able to get it down to 8 only because Niagara has me on like an accelerated program.
Yeah.
So I get I skip my freshman year with most of my gen eds and just put the rest of them on my sophomore year, overhaul on sophomore year, and then I can do my graduate degree in 1 year if I stay in the honors program.
I would just get a master's.
Honestly.
Go live in the Adirondacks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Be sick.
I'd rather just do that. Just work for someone else. I don't really care because it's like 5 people. 5 people just work together. They're like, hey, I got some rocks.
Yeah,
And
they
I
just
was
talk about like
I want
soil
some rocks.
samples, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that shit's interesting. I mean, I don't know. And then if you do the internships there, they don't have one with NASA, but they do have one with like a physics lab and a chemistry lab. So then I always have that as a backup. That was the reason I didn't end up going for astronomy, because with astronomy degrees you need a bachelor's and a master's, and then they want you to have another degree in something, which is why I didn't end up going to Stony Brook. Or I'm not going to end up Stony Brook. Just more applicable. I don't know.
Didn't they find water on Mars already?
Frozen and eroded. Yeah, it's not clean, but. And they also were doing a study a couple months ago, actually, where they put in this stuff in the soil that'll eat this acid that's mixed in with the Mars soil, because it's created by pollution. Or like that's the main reason that I've heard that there's life on Mars, because there's pollution.
Have you heard the theory that we came from Mars, that we destroyed Mars, and then we just came to Earth?
That's the one thing I hate.
What?
That entire thing.
What? Conspiracy theories or just that one?
Just that one.
Oh.
Like I can handle like because with the Apollo 11 thing, like I can understand like that we might not have gone then, but we might have gone later. I mean, I love hearing people talk about the conspiracy theories.
Me
Like my
too.
cousins, they're
Alex
like,
Jones.
yeah, exactly. My cousins love Alex Jones. They were like, at Christmas, I don't think he's ever said this one, but they were like, yeah, if you take up a penny, because they were like, you're gonna go in for an astronomy job, right? And I said, yeah. And they're like, if you take a penny, hold it up to the sun, and follow it when it's setting, it actually just moves further away. And I said,
What?
what? They were like, it doesn't set. It just becomes a smaller circle, and it disappears. And then it just, because it's like the flat Earth, and it goes like in
Are
the
they
circle.
flat earthers?
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
no.
like, I don't. They were like, can you explain that to me? Why it does that? And like the sun hadn't set yet, so I was like, yeah, you guys want to drive me somewhere real quick? And then we drove out to, like, out to Volney. And we were, like, watching on a field. And we just sat there. And they were like, okay, where's a penny? And I was like, I don't have a penny. And they were like, well, then we can't find out. I was like, just fucking watch the sun. Just fucking watch the sun. And then I went, and they were like, nah, it's just an optical. That's why you brought us here.
Oh my god.
And I was like, that's why I brought you here. I'm making this up. Every little bit of it. They're like, I knew you were for the government already. That's why you want to work for NASA. And I was like, okay, can we go home?
Yeah, when you walked in, I wanted to ask you, do you have the documents? Because that's an Alex Jones reference, but I didn't know if you'd get it.
Oh, I would have fucking died. I have some stuff on my laptop.
What are these quotes you got? Let me hear them.
No, I can't. Well, my favorite one is, he shit so much it clogged the toilet. And then moments afterwards, it was like a pond of shit.
Oh, that's
Steve.
it's great.
He dumped her on April Fool's like a dumbass. Yeah, it was definitely real when he dumped her on April Fool's, but he changed it. And then he's such a retard. He broke up with her on April Fool's and thought she'd believe it.
People, it's a joke. It's just, you gotta have a sense of humor. To make the joke good, you have to make it as realistic as possible. I can't just, like, say I'm breaking up with you and then just keep going out with her for the day. Like, you gotta play it out. You gotta play the part.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I believe you.
You should do it. You should try it. Why? Everyone else says, no, I'm not gonna do that. Do it. It's fun.
No.
It stresses them out.
I already did that once.
You did? On April Fool's?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun?
Oh, but I actually wanted to break up with her. What was the problem there? So then at the end of the day when she was like, so are we still dating? Like, was it just a joke? I was like, no. And she's like, April Fool's. And I said, no. And then we were just...
See, I'm pretty sure she did that to me. She was like, you're joking, right? And I'd be like, no.
No. Yeah. And then we got back together. And then 2 days later, she told me she was a lesbian. So
That happens. To you.
to me. Honestly. And then, like, I don't know if you've ever looked into this, but domestic house cats, if both of them are female, can become lesbians. Like, it's a natural thing for them.
Why would I?
Well, I don't know if you
into
have,
that?
but my cats started engaging in the magical number together on my floor, and my brother called me, and, like, Noah called me, and he was like, David, look what you did to the cats. And they were like 6
Look
to 9.
what you
I was
did
like,
to the cats.
what do you mean? And he's like, everything that you go near in your life turns gay. And I was like, fuck you. Chris already said that. It was so stupid.
Your girlfriend's a lesbian. No, she's not. Yes, she is, and your family doesn't love you.
God.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh,
That's my motivation, my friend.
Is that the only quotes?
Oh, no, there's more. That's just all I'm willing to reveal before the... I'm not giving you all of my views, my good sir.
When's the premiere?
The premiere? I'm going to actually live stream it on my channel.
You're gonna live stream it.
I have my channel. I've been live streaming a little bit.
Yeah?
Not
Been
much.
live streaming.
Well, Star Wars,
Battlefront?
Fallen Order.
Oh.
I want to get Battlefront for my PS4, and then...
You should play Battlefront with me and
That's
Josh.
what I want to do.
Drunk Josh?
That's
It's so funny. He gets so into it.
Yeah, the one day when I went over without you, and you ditched us, and we were at Josh's house, and Josh goes, David, have you ever played Battlefront? And I go, yes.
He tried to give me a trench coat the other day.
What the hell?
I was like,
I'm the one that he said looks sexy in it.
I was like, I'm not taking your trench coat. He's like, it's your Christmas present. I'm gonna get you a fedora for your birthday.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then I was like, okay. And then 5 minutes later, he went to go do something. I just put the trench coat on his bed, and he completely forgot.
That's the smart way.
He has like sometimes that stuff. He has like a 5-minute memory.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
no.
doesn't remember.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So yeah.
Fucking brothers. Hello, I need a ride to Dad's.
All right. So
I
we're gonna
guess I'm
wrap it
done,
up.
man. Yeah.
All right. So this has been podcast number 4, I
I
think.
think 5. Oh, I know. Did you ever upload the stream onto your channel or no?
No.
So then, yeah, that's 4.
Yeah, that's not happening. See, the problem with Josh is I want to do a podcast with him, but he won't do it properly. He's
He
always
doesn't.
like, let's just do it over the phone.
I don't think he has like the train of thought. So no, I feel like he does sometimes. There's like moods that Josh is in. Like
You gotta catch him in the right mood.
yeah, there's the 100 different Joshes, 99 of which are drunk Josh. Yeah, so it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Griffin just can never come over.
Yeah.
That's the one problem I've had.
Is his parents still like high risk?
Well, his parents still is, yeah, I think.
Did you hear about Steven's dad?
What is it? I knew it was cancer, I just didn't know what part.
Liver.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll tell you more details off air, but it's been part number 4. If you want to be in a podcast, leave a comment down below.
yeah.
Because I've been trying to get people on here, but they never respond to me.
I forgot that
So-
that thing has a camera there.
Yeah. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.